Those look beautiful and they smell scrumptious. Good morning, everyone. It's cold outside. Let's make some chili. I'm going to be using some of my peppers that I grew. So I'm going to be using my homegrown onions, homegrown garlic, some homegrown tomatoes. I made some Mexican sauce. I'm going to use some of that. My homemade tomato sauce. Some of my homemade salsa. I'm going to put some smoked paprika, some onion powder, garlic powder, some of this is really good. Some of the Southwest chipotle seasoning. I'm going to use some of that. We're going to use some of my tomato powder. I'm going to put some of that in there. And I think we're going to put a little bit of corn in there as well. Sweeten it up a little bit. And I got my beans been soaking. I'm going to get those in the Instant Pot here in a little bit. Get these going. I love some soaked beans. They taste a lot fresher than the canned stuff, but if I don't have these, I do use the can. So, but I do have some of our cowpeas in here mixed in with black beans, kidney beans, pinto beans, yeah, and the cowpeas. Okay, and over here we have our pork shoulder cooking in the Instant Pot. I got about 20 minutes left on it. I'm gonna get that going. Okay, let's check out the pork roast. That looks good. Now, I cooked this in some chicken broth and a jar of my spicy salsa. This was frozen when I put it in there. So now I'm going to take it out, cut it in half, shred it up, and then I'm going to start the other ingredients. Okay, now you see all that juice? This is the juice from the pork shoulder. We are going to add our beans to cook in with this because this will add a ton of flavor to your beans. While I'm shredding all this pork up, I'm going to cook my beans on high pressure for about 10 minutes. See how they look. Okay. I am going to drain out the beans, majority of it, because I need room for all my sauce. But you don't have to if you don't want to, but I choose to do this. Now I'm just going to add the pork back in. Add our tomato sauce, and I add in my homemade Mexican sauce. And this just has, my Mexican sauce is basically for things like chilies, tacos, stuff like that. Makes it a lot more convenient. can of diced tomatoes. This is a 14-ounce can. This is a can of corn, can of sweet corn. And we're gonna add about a cup of these peppers. This is just mixed peppers. Okay, I got here what's about equivalent to a medium onion. About 4 small to medium garlic cloves. Okay, so I'm gonna do the spices. I got about a tablespoon of granulated onion powder. We're gonna do a half of a tablespoon of some smoked paprika. I'm gonna go with a tablespoon of garlic powder. I'm gonna go with 2 tablespoons of cumin, because I like cumin. We're gonna go with about a tablespoon and a half of chili powder. We're going to do about a tablespoon of this chipotle seasoning, about a tablespoon and a half. Now we're going to do some tomato powder. This is my tomato powder from my dehydrated tomato skins. Going to do about a tablespoon of that. Tablespoon, well, now we'll do about a half of a tablespoon of freshly ground black pepper. And we're gonna do, where's my salt? Hold on, gotta find the salt. Okay, now we're gonna do about a tablespoon of salt. No, a half a tablespoon of salt. What am I thinking? And now we're just gonna mix it up. Get it all well incorporated. This is what it looks like. Okay, now we're gonna put the lid on this. And we're going to turn it to slow cook. Let's cancel that out first. Slow cook for about 2 hours. Okay, our chili's done. Oh yeah, this smells so amazing. Oh, I guess I need to bring you over so you can see. Look at that. Oh, don't that look good? Okay, let's try it and see if it needs any more seasonings. You know, I think it needs a little bit more salt, but other than that, it's perfect. Let's add about a teaspoon of salt. I think it'll be good. Yeah. 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 Sorry, I get a little bit happy. We're gonna make some really simple bread bowls to go with our chili. We're gonna put the chili inside. It'll be super tasty. Okay, so in this recipe, I'm gonna be using all-purpose flour, some salt, some yeast. You're gonna use 2 eggs, some brown sugar, and possibly 2 cups of water. I'm not sure yet, but I will put all the measurements for everything that I do, even the chili, in the description for you guys. So let's get started. Okay, so I'm going to start off by just putting probably about 1.5 cups of water in, but I will probably use all of it. And we're going to put some sugar. I'm going to put about 1 tablespoon of sugar and make sure your water is warm, because the yeast needs it to be warm. We're going to do probably 3 teaspoons of yeast. Oh, looks like I gotta go get some more. Hold on. Okay. Oh. You know what? Let's do 4 teaspoons of yeast, because I want to make 4 bread rolls. I'm gonna let that proof for a minute or two. Yeah, it looks like it's good. Okay, I'm gonna put 2 eggs in. Get them all nice mixed together. I think I'm going to add probably about 4 cups of flour. I don't know, I'm going to see what it's looking like. There's 3. I'm going to add my salt in now. I'm going to put about a teaspoon and a half of salt. Don't forget the salt. I have forgotten the salt before and it tasted very, very bland. Salt gives it flavor. Okay, we're going to add another cup. I'm going to go in with my hands. My hands are clean. the table's clean. And knead this dough for about 5 minutes. Okay, so when the dough stops sticking to your hands, which normally for me it's about 5 minutes of kneading the dough like this. And when it don't stick to the table, you can shape it. So that's about good. That's done. And it kind of springs back a little. That's good. So we'll put it in the same bowl and let it rest for about a half an hour so it can double in size. Okay, I'm going to be making my bread bowls in my cast iron, so I'm going to grease it up with some bacon grease on the bottom, and then I'm going to put a little bit of cornmeal on the bottom as well, just so that it don't stick. This is how I do. If you don't want to use bacon grease, if you don't want to use lard or anything, you can just use some oil. It's all right. Now we're going to put a little bit of the corn flour on the bottom. Just using yellow cornmeal, not flour, I'm sorry. Yellow cornmeal. I'm going to sprinkle some of that on the bottom. Like this. Not a lot, just enough to dust the bottom of your pan so that your stuff don't stick. Okay, this is our dough. It's doubled in size, so we're gonna punch it down. Now we're gonna turn it out on the table and roll, see if we can get 4 bread bowls out of this. Okay, let's get it out of the bowl. I'm gonna cut it 4 ways. You know what? I'm gonna put it in a ball first. There we go. Do it like this. 2. And 2. Roll it in a bowl. See that? I'm just gonna pop it in. Pop it in the pan. Do the same thing to this one. Kind of like close it up at the bottom a little bit. Because we're gonna let these rest in the pan over here for about another half an hour. Gonna let them rise. Don't have to be perfect to get it round like that. There we go. Okay, now we're going to take a knife and we're going to just make an X across it. And then we're going to put some egg wash on it. Beat an egg, put a little bit of water in it, and then take a little brush and brush it on. Okay, so you're just gonna take your knife and just make an X across like that. This is just how I do. Like that. Okay, now I'm gonna put some egg wash on the top. This is just one egg, mixed it with like a couple tablespoons of water or teaspoons of water. Just gonna spread it on there. Like so. Okay, I'm gonna cover them with a towel and then let them rest for about 20 minutes. And while you're waiting for that, preheat your oven to about 400 degrees. And after about 20 minutes, we're gonna pop them in. Be back in a minute. Okay, so after about 20 minutes, your bread bowl should be looking like this. Pretty, huh? Okay, we're gonna pop these in the oven and cook them for between 20 minutes to a half an hour. Gotta keep checking them. Okay, I'm gonna call it. It's been about 20 minutes. They're looking pretty done. Let's get them out. They smell so good. I love the smell of fresh bread. Show you what they're looking like. Okay, we're gonna let these rest for about 10-15 minutes or longer. Hear that? And then, well, probably about 15 minutes would probably be good. And we're going to get one stuffed with some chili. I'll bring you back for that.